Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to the Enterprising Women's Network. My name is Nohaya Jawad and I am an attorney practicing in Texas. And I wanted to talk with you guys a little bit today about a career in the law. I have been an attorney for 10 years. I am a civil litigator, which means that I only work on civil matters. I do not handle any criminal work. I also don't work on any family law cases or immigration or things of that nature. And I wanted to discuss with everyone that's watching these videos, especially to our young Pakistani girls out there, a little bit about what it takes to have a career in the law, and also how can you have that work-life balance so you can have a successful career and still have that family life that most of us want to have. So just a little bit about me and what I do, and how I became an attorney to begin with. I did my undergraduate degree from Baylor University. I actually did my degree in neuroscience and pharmacology because I originally intended on going to medical school. Once I got into my studies, I really realized that medicine was a fascinating field, but not quite for me. I wanted something a little bit different. And so after researching different types of careers out there, I realized that engineering wasn't for me, doing something in academia wasn't really for me, and I became very interested in the practice of law. So I took the law school admissions test, which is generally called the LSAT, and then I applied to different law schools, and I got into a great school in Washington, D.C. called American University's Washington College of Law, and that's where I went to school. Law school generally is about 3 years long after the 4 years undergraduate degree that you do. So my total time frame of school was about 7 years after I graduated from high school. You have to do licensing exams in the different states that you live in. And so I did those licensing exams when I first graduated. And now it's been 10 years since I have been practicing. About a year and a half ago, I became an arbitrator, which is basically like a judge. It's a alternative legal resolution system, but I also still practice as a private attorney, and that's what majority of my practice is. I really, really love being an attorney, and I think it's a fantastic field for women to get into. Even in the United States today, there are a few women that are getting into the legal field, but it's still very heavily male dominated. And I can imagine that in Pakistan, it's probably even more male dominated than it is in the US. But it is a fantastic field to get into because there's a lot of opportunity for growth. And honestly, over the years, what I also did is I opened up my own practice. And so I went from being just an attorney that worked at a law firm for someone else, and I started, a business on my own. And so that not only makes me an attorney, but it also makes me an entrepreneur and a businesswoman, because running a practice is running a business. And so while I don't have any formal business training, I didn't go to business school, I don't have an MBA or anything like that, there's a lot of things that you can do to learn how to run a business successfully. And I did a lot of courses and a lot of trial by fire. And over the years, you hone your practice, your experience, and the best thing to do is to become board certified. For anybody that's interested in understanding what a legal career means, I would recommend that you not watch TV shows, because that does not ever tell you the realities and the day-to-day of practice. I did an internship between college and law school, and that's really what helped me determine what field was meant for me. Being an attorney is not necessarily the easiest job out there. People look to you for answers, and you are there in the times of their need. Nobody goes to an attorney just for the sake of going to an attorney. You wind up with clients who are in trouble, they have issues, they have need for your services. So being an empathetic person, having compassion and understanding is very, very vital in this field. But there's also a lot of great perks. You do get to set your own schedule. You have a lot of flexibility and freedom. My husband and I love to travel, so that has been wonderful for us, that I have flexibility. If I want to take some time off, or I need to be home for a day or two, I can work that out. Another thing that I want to talk about with the young women that are out there, picking the career that you want is a personal choice. Some people have, talents in, one thing or another. And so whatever you feel comfortable with, explore that. Figure that out, at a young age if you can. That doesn't mean that, later on in your life you can't explore those as well. But, figure out what you want to do as quickly as possible. So then that way you can pick the right field, get in, and enjoy your life as a working professional. In our community and in our culture, marriage is a really, really big thing. And there's a huge emphasis placed on, marriage and having a family. And while that is very important, and I hope that everybody finds that perfect partner for themselves, just remember that at a young age, your focus should be on your education and building your foundation for your life. Hopefully, when the time comes and you meet the right person, or your family introduces you to the right person, one thing that I can say without a shadow of a doubt is you have to have a partner as a working professional that understands your work, the demands on you, and is there for you in those capacities. Having a successful marriage is not easy, whether you're a working woman or you're a stay-at-home wife or mother. Obviously, having kids throws in a whole different dimension to being a working professional, but we can do it.